keep your mic muted unless you are invited to speak. Feel free to say hi in the chat. Tell us your name and where you are joining from. And if you have any questions, you can pop them into the chat anytime. We'll have a Q&A session towards the end. So next slide, please. Our sessions aims to cover and explore how social enterprise are transforming communities through innovation, inclusive, and sustainable solutions. We'll also gain real-world insights on impact-driven practices and challenges. So before we begin, let's take a minute to introduce the two teams behind today's event. Forum Nepal is a not-for-profit company committed to sustainable water, resource management, and also serve as the secretariat for the International Water Association Nepal chapter. Similarly, Young Water Professionals Nepal is a network of passionate youth across Nepal working to make a difference in the water sector through innovation, dialogue, and leadership. Together, they are creating this platform to share, learn, and inspire actions. For more information, you can also visit our social media pages. The link and details are also available in the chat box now. So feel free to check them out and stay connected with us. So next slide. It's my honor to invite someone we deeply admire, Mr. Suman Prasad Sharma, Chairperson of WAFON. Mr. Sharma is a senior policy expert with nearly 40 years of experience, a former Secretary of Government of Nepal, and currently a policy advisor to the World Bank and ADB. Suman sir, over to you.
Thank you, Sabi, for that beautiful and larger-than-life introduction that I needed to have. But thank you very much. And you put the house rules very properly. And now we can start. Thank you very much for that, very succinctly as well. I'd like to first start by welcoming everyone and saying namaste and a good afternoon, a very warm good afternoon who are here today, assembled here today. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all at this webinar on social enterprises, vision, challenges, and opportunities. On behalf of the entire WAFON team, the IWA Nepal chapter, and our very young and dynamic young water professionals, Nepal. Well, I think this has been really been made possible only through a very energetic and dynamic efforts of our younger professionals who are assembled as Young Water Professionals Nepal, who are also supporting the IWA. So I really first start by complimenting their efforts to make this into reality. Like Sabi already explained and introduced us, WAFON is an IWA Nepal chapter organization, and we are committed to development of water technology, trade, business, water science and understanding in a very multicultural and multi-related, interlinked way. So we are a professional group of professional people like that. And we intend, we have just established about 2 years, and we would like to now move ahead. But this is, I think, must be one of our very first webinars that we're doing, not seminars, but webinars when we're doing. And we intend to continue this as a dialogue series, and we want to promote it as a monthly, at least a monthly exercise, if not more frequent. Today's theme, I like to go into today's theme, is very pertinent in that it combines 2 or 3 major themes of what WAFON is committed to. One is the social enterprise. The theme, the words you should be looking for is social enterprise. And the other is water management and adaptation, local adaptation, and how community do that. And the third, definitely hidden message there, is the young people that we're connected to today. So I think in this thing, so coming to that, So the changing demography, particularly in our South Asian countries, all over the world, but particularly in our South Asian countries and more so also in Nepal, is that the population demography is very changing. Use of technology, use of new infrastructure that's put in place has only encouraged people to concentrate more, look for more opportunities, migrate, and build bigger towns and cities, and the rural areas are the density rural areas are coming down. In the urban areas, they're increasing. So it's create a multitude of water-related problems and how they're linking to life. So there are more problems related to environment adaptation. There are more problems related to disaster management, because where we are putting the infrastructure in urban areas, they are very short, falling short very rapidly, and they are very fast deteriorating because of the pressure on the infrastructure. Whereas on the rural areas, what we have put in is now not in optimal use. They are lesser in use, and then the rural people and urban people are finding difficulties to interact, to find markets, to proper markets. Like, people are getting more and more vulnerable in terms of climatic changes and variations, and their abilities to deal with that. You talk of many policies, the National Adaptation Plan that the Nepal has, the NDC 2020, the NDC 3 that we have produced. You talk of the grid program. You talk of anything, like, there's a lot of issues in adaptation and environment. And most of these are manifested, most of the effects that you can talk and you can turn the pages, you'll find that they'll be related to water some way, this way or the other. The water is such at a central theme of climate change, of disaster, of the development efforts, of changing of our intention to change people's lives and build them up. So in this respect, I think this theme and this that the WAFON has brought today will be very, very fruitful in trying to understand these linkages. So you have all these policies and instruments and theories there in place. But what you need is really a practical actions, a packet of practical actions that can be taken to people, and how they can use these packets to change their lives. Maybe put in some plastic lined ponds, maybe create access to the market through a new development of technology, maybe put a better water management practice to conserve their watershed, maybe find a new variety of seeds. So that's more like, that's more adaptable to, and bigger harvest in terms of the market abilities. So there are many things that can be done this way. So, but we're really great to have here today in our first webinar in this aspect. The Dholakia Foundation from India were established in 1996, but they have, reached out to hundreds of thousands of people and families who have been able to change their lives in real terms, at the ground level, by better water management practices, by better adaptation techniques, by better equipping the communities and the farmers with the technologies that we have. So they have, from what I learned, like the mission of 10 to 30, that's like having 2030, 10, 2030 is like having to 10 million trees by 2030. So these things are like, they have got very good examples on how they really transfer that, and we have much to learn from that. And we have Mr. Jaydeep Vyas ji, who will be here from Dholakia Foundation to really help us and carry us through what they have done and from what we can learn from them. The next speaker is Charushree Nakarmi, who is a very well-known friend of mine. I wouldn't say friend, but she's working for EcoConcern as an executive director. EcoConcern is another organization that's trying to find innovative solutions, imaginative solutions and sustainable solutions, more efficient solutions for people, to changing people's lives. So these actions, these concepts, these actions and these efforts that have been done by both these agencies will be brought forward to this seminar, and I hope we will all benefit from that. Thank you for attending this seminar, and we look forward to a very good and vibrant next hour of interactions. Where we have a very dynamic and very charming moderator today, Sabi. You have already heard her, but she'll now carry us forward. Thank you, Sabi. Thank you, everyone, for having us
Thank
today,
you
and please
so
have a very vibrant seminar today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear sir, for those powerful and inspiring words. Before we get started, let's do a quick icebreaker. So, thank you so much, dear sir. So, here's the question. What's the first word that comes to your mind when you hear the term social enterprise? Just type one word in the chat box. So the question is, I'll repeat again. What's the first word that comes to your mind when you hear the term social enterprise? Wonderful. I see was okay, more than just for profit, for the society, help, society, impact. Once again, impact, development, balance between society and monetary profit, innovation, collaboration. Wonderful. Thank you so much. These are all the heart of what we will be talking about today. So once again, thank you. So now it's my pleasure to introduce our first speaker. Can I have another slide, Sarana? So it's my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Mrs. Charushree Nakarmi, the CEO of Eco Concern Private Limited, Nepal. With over 20 years of experience in water, sanitation and hygiene, renewable energy and eco-friendly technology, she has been a pioneer in promoting sustainable and affordable solutions. Charushree ma'am, over to you. Can I have the slide, please?
Well, thank you. Thank you, Sabi. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure today to be here to present on behalf of Eco Concern on the social entrepreneurships, or we can say the social enterprise through the lens of Eco Concern. As introduced by Sabi, that I am a civil engineer, core technical person who practiced technical things over a decade. And then now I'm leading a private company that is working on the water and sanitation sector here in Nepal. That is one of the challenges that I'm facing, is that initially when we talk about the water, sanitation, WAS and everything, it comes into mind that business comes later. What do you call it, that when you talk about wash, sanitations and all these things, it comes like some, what do you call it, it's like a social commodity. It's like something like that, which is more than profit and something like that. And then being a technical person, civil engineer, and leading this private company, one of the leading company here in, what can I say, the leading company working from last 9 years in the sector of water and sanitation, and I'm leading the organization from last 1 year. First of all, I want to say that the presentation that I'm making is that from the lens of my personal lens and from the lens of the Eco Concern, how we are working, what the challenges we are facing, and what are the general challenges that the social enterprise will face here in Nepal. I think that gives some pictures that how the social organization, social entrepreneurs are working here in Nepal. Thank you. When we talk about the social enterprise, it's like what you can say, that everyone know when you talk about the enterprise, there comes some business as well. Then business that aims to solve social or environmental issues using entrepreneurial principles. That is what the business social enterprise is mainly of. That is that I also noted that when you talk about the enterprise or something like that, what comes in the mind? That the profit, just not more than the profit. That is the things that the social enterprise should keep in their what do you call a theme, or in the center in the working while working. So that business with a social mission. I think that's the thing that the social enterprise is what is called, is taking with it. That business with a social mission. It's a business. When you talk about the enterprise, it ultimately it comes with business, but business with a social mission. That is different things. When you talk about the profit, business, and everything, plus minus figures and all, then social mission is the different things. That is what the social enterprise will carry on with it. And that is what Eco Concern is also working with. We have been saying that Eco Concern main what we call a tagline is like serving communities with safe water, sustainable sanitation, and healthy environment. That is what the Eco Concern is carrying on with its tagline. that we are also saying that EcoConsent is a social business enterprise specializing in designing and utilizing innovative solutions for safe water, sustainable sanitation, and alternative energy and healthy environment. That is what we are taking. But next slide. Who we are. That is what I want. I think that I will take the opportunity that what EcoConsent is doing and what are we doing. That is the things that I want to say it here. That in the case of EcoConsent, these are the 6 themes that we are working on. Being a private company, it's a private company, and it's running under the, what do you call it? It's a profit-making company. It's not a not profit-making company. It's a profit-making company, but you say it's a social enterprise. And the areas that we are working now is that comprehensive 6 themes we are working on: comprehensive drinking water solutions, integrated wastewater management, advanced fecal sludge management, healthcare and solid waste management, innovative product innovation and development, environmental product trading. These are the 6 areas that we are working on. And while working on these themes, that we are not working on only in the software or hardware parts, we are working on both the, what you call, dimensions, software part as well, like making designing works and all the making preparation of plans and all that for the municipals or the any organization that are working on this sector. We are working on the software part as well. Apart from that, we are also working on the hardware part as well, where we are working installing systems when they want some wastewater treatment plants or ETP or STP. We also provide the service of providing the hardware part as well, install and all those things. Another thing is that we are also working on the sector of that product innovations and development. We are producing some WAS products like, what do you call it? When it comes to the social enterprise, it's not a very large, big company or a large enterprise. We are working on the small products, which makes impact in our daily lives, in the community, where that, as Suman sir said, that it's sort of efficient, affordable, and sustainable things. We're keeping in all these in mind. We are producing some WAS products like CS candles. CS candles in the name of marketing it in the name of Swachh filter. CS candles, which can colloidal silver filters, which can be used to treat the water for drinking purpose. This is what we are working on. These are the things, 6 themes areas we are working on. But let's go. What is social enterprise? Social enterprise, it often balances profit and social impact. It's not, as I told earlier, that is not all about profit. We need to profit. We need profit to run our business and to run everything. We need profit, but it balances the profit with the social impact. That is the one that will be, but while talking about the profit and the social impacts and all, that can be the challenging things that we are facing. When we talk about the profit, it comes in the monetary terms. Profit can be in the monetary terms as well as not in the monetary terms. But when we talk about the profit and social impacts, balancing these things is being challenging. No, I think that is not unchallenging in my case. It's challenging for everyone who are working on this in this team and in this what do you call it area. And another thing is balancing social goals and financial sustainability is also complicated. When we talk about this, financial sustainability, it comes in the figures. No, we can cover this plus, minus, and all everything. This comes in the exact figure. But when it come to on social goals, then it's very, what do you call? We can't make it some quantize it. So that balancing this is also one of the complicated things. Another thing is that more risk is there and the slower growth. That is what we are facing. That when we talk about marketing the products, that's WAS products in our case, that we are getting many risks that the products that we are selling is very, what do you call it, not for the whole mass. Is for this, we also when low-income communities or the rural areas where other products are not reaching areas. That is the areas that we are focusing on. So that is also the risks. And another thing is slower growth. Our growth is not very, we can say it's not in an exponential way. Our growth is very slower growth we are facing. That is one of the things. Another thing is social enterprise may face uncertain demand and limited market. That uncertain demand. That when we talk about the products that we are producing, that when we were producing this chlorine solutions or something like that, that has a very uncertain demand. It was not demand, our demand was not throughout the year. When the demand was something like that, when there is some flood or some area and something like that, then the demand of our product was quite high. And then we can't say that we can't predict that our demand will be something like that for this year or for the next year. We can't predict like that. That is one of the uncertain demand. And another thing is very limited market. Market is not limited, as I told earlier also. The market is very limited. And another thing is that what we are doing is that require passion for social and environmental issues, which are not only which not everyone shares. That is what we got, the passion. We should have the passion. When we have the passion, then only the passion for working for the social or environmental causes, that only, what do you call it, drives us. That is what we are saying. But yeah, but I want to summarize this as, but those who are interested often find it deeply rewarding because they make a positive difference while working. That is what the main thing behind this. In the case of Nepal, that I told that EcoConsent is working as it's a private limited company, and in running that social enterprises here in Nepal, there are, when you come in this topic, that there are very different types of business vehicles that we take for this. That there are, like, we can go, if we're running a social enterprise, then we can go through the public firms or sole proprietary firms. We can go on that. Another is private limited company or public limited company. And even the non-profit distributing companies are also running the social enterprises, and non-government organizations like NGOs in the case of Nepal. They are also, these are the, in the term, business term, they call it business vehicle. That is the four. And I want to more elaborate it. Next slide, please. When you go for the, and for those four vehicles, the partnership or sole enterprise organizations are mainly on, we register under the Office of Commerce. If you are going for the trading business or trading the products, then we go for the registering in the case of Office of Commerce. And if you go for the industrial activities, Office of Small Cottage Industries also is one of the point where we can register our company and organize business. And another is non-profit distributing organizations which does not earn profit, and where the business profit earned profit cannot be distributed, are registered under the company of our company registrar office. Another is non-NGOs NGOs. They are run in the district administration office. We call it Jilla Prasad Karyalaya. We register under it. And another thing is private company or the public company. They register under the Office of Company Registrar Karyalaya and Office of Company Registrar. These are the four areas where our business social enterprises are registered, or we can start out from here, that registering here over these things. I want to add something on the earlier slide, that when we talk about the social enterprises, now the many that government's initiative is starting, but I want to say is that whether we are small organizations like EcoConsent, or it's a very large companies here in Nepal, both of them follow the same the taxation rules and everything, so that there is no difference between the small organization, the running the social enterprises, or running on the social cause, or the larger business making organization. They both come in the same umbrella. As far as I know, that is the what we are facing. That is the thing, that we are, both of them are seen with the same lens, same umbrella. That is what we are here in Nepal, we are working on. We are going through. And when you come about the social enterprise things, then This is a very, what do you call it? This is what I learned when I joined EcoConsent and working with this as a private company, profit-making company. I came to know that even when I am being a science student, when we talk about ecosystem, we have the another perspective of ecosystem. But here while coming to the enterprise, entrepreneurship, here is also ecosystem. This is a social ecosystem. That is there are many that components of the ecosystems there is in the social enterprises, like market, policy, finance, culture, support, and human capital. These are the main, what do you call it, ecosystem, components of the ecosystem. But when we go deep into the, what do you call it, social enterprises, when you talk about the policy, that laws recognizing social enterprises, tax benefit for impact business, that is the need, today's need. That I said that we are private company, register in the our company registrar office, but we self-declare that we are a social enterprise. I think that it's like a self-declaration that we are a private company, but from the perspective of government, they see it as a profit-making company. So that there should be some difference. That is what is needed in the case of policy, in the case of social enterprise. That is what I think that there's some need to be difference need to be what do you call it, brought into. That is what I see. And another thing is in the case of finance, assess impact investors, grants, or social ventures. When you talk about the financial things, it comes with the interest and it comes with the return and everything. But when we talk about the social enterprise, then the access to impact ventures, grant and social venture is needed. That is what I think that's very important for the social entrepreneurs. Not only me, it's for everything, all the social entrepreneurs globally. I think that's needed. And another thing is market access for products, services from social enterprise or partnership. That is what needed. When we talk about the market is very, what is called it, when we talk about the come up with the products, we always think of our market. What's our market? Who will be our customer? That is the main thing that when we jump into the business and all things. Here also, in the case of social enterprise as well, we need to identify our market. What is our market? Who will be using our products, or who will be taking our services? That is what needed in the case of social market. And another thing is human capital, one of the components of the ecosystem, that in the case of social enterprise, both business skill is needed. Both business skill is must. We need to have the business skill. We need to make the profit. We need to calculate everything, and we need to know about the plus and minus, all and profit and loss, everything. But in addition to that, that social development leadership is also needed when you go with the social enterprise, and support that. Nowadays also, I think that you also might have heard about this incubators and all these camps, boot camps are going on. That is what it's starting. I think that from the government perspective, also from the government is also making this, what do you call it, working on it, that in all these things, making this to support. Incubators are also what do you call it, programs, and this from the government also, that we know that this is being taken by the government as a things, but I think that is very needed. And another thing is culture. That is the culture. Culture is the main thing that's to drive everything. In everything, we need to have the culture, like the public awareness, value of social impact versus policy, profit. That is what needed. And that is one of the, what you call, in my perspective, these are the things that when you talk about the enterprise or the social enterprise, these are the things that we need to look into. Thank you. Next slide, please. Talking about all these things, we also have the opportunities as well. No, we have the opportunities. Social enterprise can fill gap while government will sort. That is what many rural or remote communities lack access to basic services, health, sanitation, electricity. In these areas, the social enterprise can find their pollution. Like in our case, social filter that I told that colloidal silver filter candles are being promoted and marketed in rural communities in Nepal in collaboration with different non-government organizations and different private companies. We are promoting these things. This is what we are doing. This is the things that we are what is called opportunity for us. This is the example. And another thing, job creation and local economic development can create sustainable local jobs. That is what we are doing. In taking this example, the same example of social filter, we are producing more than nearly 15 to 20,000 silver candles per annum. And then that we do have a small production house in Bhaktapur, where we are using the traditional potters. We are using working on the pottery sectors. We are going through with them, using their knowledge of pottery, and then the what do you call it, combining them with the water treatment knowledge. We are producing more than 15 to 20,000 silver colloidal silver candles, ceramic candle, filter candles per annum. That is creating a I can't say it's a very big we are creating a very large job, but we are creating some job locally here in our place where we are stationed. And another thing is waste management and circular economy. That is one of the, what is call it, coming up nowadays. That waste management is always there. When you talk about the waste management, it always comes with not only profit, it comes with social cause. I think that when you see it globally also, that when waste management is not only always in profit, it's always what you call it, government has some, what you call it, their position in waste management sectors, where they say that not only the profit, it comes with some social cause as well. And the circular economy, which is a very what is called it nowadays, it's very on top. We can say that urban waste management and pollution problems offer scope for recycling, composting, and upcycling ventures. In Nepal also, you can see that there are many organizations, social enterprises like DOCO Recyclers and many others. They are with this, what do you call it, they are working on the sector. That is the one opportunity for them also. They are creating, what do you call it, profit out of it, making a benefit out of it, maybe in the monetary terms, or and other social benefits. And environmental framework, sustainability policy of multinational organizations. That is also one of the things that local social enterprises are providing the services. Like when we talk about the multinational organizations, they always come up with some, what you call it, guiding environmental framework. And they also have some policy within their organization for all addressing all these things. Like that, we are working with I'm taking the example of the Hilton Hotel, which is here Nepal in Naxal. That is what do you call it, solid waste and liquid waste from their hotel is being managed by private sectors. The solid waste is being managed by one of the organizations here in Nepal called Blue Valley to Waste, and the liquid waste is being managed by our organization. EcoConsent is providing the services to the Hilton Hotel for managing their wastewater, providing 24/7 operator position in their premises. That is what we are seeking our position or opportunities within these sectors. And another thing is that many development partners and CSR programs, that is coming up from very long back, that are CSR programs that looking for social fund, social impact ventures aligned with the CSDGs. That is what, and the clean energy and wash, this is the area that they are, what you call, working on these things. I think that these are the opportunities that I listed out. There may be many more other opportunity areas. These are the opportunities that is listed from my lens. Thank you. Next slide, please. Challenge that I told earlier, that no specific legal status or framework for social enterprise, as far as I know now, and most periods under the NGOs or private company is with limitations. They both have the limitations. That's when you talk about the NGOs, they can't make profit. Many of the NGOs are also running enterprises, but they can't make profit. Then another thing is that when we talk about the private limited, that private limited company they come with some other, they don't have that sort of benefits for the social enterprise, are different from the other organized private sector, private large factories or large organizations or large companies who are solely running on the profit. There's no difference between that and the social enterprise. That is one of the things. And then social enterprise often work in sectors and traditional business avoid. I want to say that, but those sectors can become attractive once impact-driven models prove viable. That traditional business, when you talk about the traditional business avoided areas, that there's less profit, or they see that there are what is called as less opportunities, that are more often taken by the social enterprises. And another is social enterprise operating with service motive, relying on time-limited external funding sources like grants or donations, may struggle to maintain operations or scale its work. That is one of the challenges, that many social enterprises are operating with some, what do you call it, external sources, external funding, with limited, time-based projects. Many enterprises are running, and then when the project is over, that sort of social enterprises are getting problem on sustainability and to take their business further. I've seen many examples over here in Nepal as well. There are many organizations I have seen that was running very properly during when they have the external support or external support, or financially or technically or something like that. But after that post project, many of them have could not operate on its full, and many of them are closed as well. Social enterprise often start with unserved markets where large companies see little or no profit initially, but as market grows or becomes profitable, large business house with greater capital or scale into the market and attracted by profit potential. That is what I have seen. That when we talk about this sanitary napkins or something like that, when they are run by the small enterprises, I have seen many, I can't name it exactly now, but I came to know that many of those that enterprises which were running with this sort of sanitation pads and all were taken over by the larger organization when they see the large profit or benefits or on these sort of things. That is the challenges that I see. So I can say that despite its transformative potential, I want to conclude despite its transformative potential, social enterprise in Nepal face legal, financial, or ecosystem barriers that must be addressed to unlock their full impact. That is what I want to conclude with. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear ma'am, for that powerful and inspiring presentations. I'm just taking one quote from you. So those who are interested in social enterprise often find it deeply rewarding because of a positive impact. So I think it carries a high weightage and value. So dear participants, please feel free to react after the presentations. And if you have any question for Charushree ma'am, please drop them in the chat. We'll bring them up during the Q&A sessions. Thank you once again, ma'am.
Thank you.
So next, I'm excited to welcome Mr. Jaydeep Vyas, Senior Program Manager at the Dholakia Foundation, India. With over 18 years of experience, he leads key initiatives like Mission River and Mission 10 Million Trees by 2030, focusing on environmental protection, community, and sustainable development. Thank you, Jaydeep sir, for accepting our invitation. And just a gentle reminder to kindly stick to the allocated time so we can ensure space for discussion. The floor is all yours, Jaydeep sir.
I am back, ma'am. There is some technical issue from my end. I'm really very sorry for the word the participate more than 40 persons I had seen in the chat, and thank you for welcoming me to the Nepal chapter. I think I hope I am properly audible.
Yes, sir, yes.
Sabi? Yeah, okay. So I am starting the Dholakia Foundation's the implementation, how the foundation had started to implement its activity, and what's the beginning, what's the triggering point, and how we collaborate. Sorry. how we collaborate and how we get the solution to the problem that we face during the time of implementation. So Dholakia Foundation is basically organization. It's in India, it's known as a Section 8 companies. We initially started with the name of Hare Krishna Charitable Trust, and then in the year 2040, when the government had changed the norms for the CSR, and accordingly under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, they made uh, special norms to create a company for the for-profit organizations, and it's called the Section 8 companies. So Dholakia Foundation is a Section 8 company, and it's founded by the four brothers of Dholakia family with the Hare Krishna Group, its name. And we are currently a partner with the UN Decade of Ecosystem Restorations and leading the water conservation activity efforts or efforts in India. So what trigger point? We have the backbone of the industry, the diamond industry of India. We established in Surat in Gujarat, state of Gujarat, India. And during the time of recession in the year 2007, 2008, uh, the family of Dholakias is having the inherent value to make some part of their income for the social cause or the social purpose. It's voluntary initiated. In the time of recession, they visited their native place, and they saw there is a enormous migration is there. The once they have the wheat crop which require 8 to 10 times of water, it's not grown in the village, and the farmers have to purchase from outside to the wheat. And the river that flown in their area is what's a cover with the silt. It's totally packed. There is no water bearing capacity or the water lodging capacity of that river. So with the fund of around just keep that slide, ma'am, the last slide. In the year of around 2007, this the situation they saw, and during the time of recession, they hire one of the JCB machine and dig one of small part of the tributaries of the Gagadia River in the which flows in that village, and and they left it like just hamara we done our work, and we are going to have our regular the earning methodology or the earning impact. And in the year 2014, the trigger point is there. So, with the time frame of 7 years, the nearby villages and the person had visited them in their factory locality, and they asked them the lake that you had developed or the river that you had widened, it creates a multiple benefits to society. It's improve the water bodies. It improves the micro irrigation in the stream, in the downstream of the water bodies, and it's also helped them to have a multiple crop. Like they initially got the one season, then they got to the second season. So they come with the fund, like they come with the 1 or 2 lakh rupees with them, and they told them, if you do not have the money, we will give you the money. So from that note, the founder, the Savjibhai Dhodakia had thought, कि if they are wish to perform for their village, and it's my nearby villages, why can't I do the same task of work? And so from 2014, we initiated uh, the work to widen and deepening the river. So the challenge is always there. There is always the person who is having the what's a benefit, they are looking for the external benefit or the extra benefit from them. Uh, the thing that we understand that it's a duty of government, but we want to do it. So we reach out to the irrigation department, we reach out to the local, the urban local bodies or the village panchayat over there, and they help us to have a supporting system to create a major impact on the field by supporting documents and the supporting requests to have a work from Dholakia Foundation. So when we show them the impact, they align with us, and they support us to reach the central local government and the state government. And for the sake of to rejuvenate the special river which called the Gagadia River, we have the special permission to rejuvenate all 55 kilometers of river range in the district of Amreli of Gujarat. So from that we started. we start it from 2014 we initiated, and by 2017 we stopped with the development of 10 around 1 or 2 kilometer water bodies. And then we realize that by this number of machineries, this is not going to be work. So Mission River is the holistic approach, and it's largely supported by the Mission 100X, in which we focus on to procure 100 machinery for the desilting work like excavator and JCBs. So in meantime, in the couple of years, we approach the like-minded people, and with the support of two institutions. One is the Komatsu, which is a machinery development institution, like they are selling this kind of machinery, and the Bharatiya Jain Sangathan. We together receive 64 machines, and which amplify our effort in the field. So Mission River had till date rejuvenated more than 43-kilometer river length of three rivers. And also we developed 164 plus lake, and recently last week, three more lakes has been completed with the partnership. So it's a partnership from the side of Dholakia Foundation. It's a partnership from the side of government. It's a partnership from the side of the local person or the villagers, and it's a partnership from the side of the like-minded institution or the HNIs, high net worth individuals. So this support us to amplify our task. Another efforts that we can go to the next slides. Yeah. So particularly we had initiated the work in the Saurashtra region, which is the highly arid region in the state of Gujarat. And there is a migration, like almost 80% villagers had migrated to the other location of Gujarat state, principally in Surat. So this had been, what's it, they have some feeling because they migrated due to lack of water and not non-availability of the water. So the 164 lake that we had developed, out of this 64 lake has been developed with the partnership from the villagers. And regarding the sustainability of the project or the work that we had done, it's like we had approached to the panchayat over there. We approached them with the how to maintain the task that had been done, because the rain is every year there is a rain, every year the silt is there that come with the rain. So with the limited resources, we can't afford to have a same kind of work to be repeat 4 and 5 after every 4 and 5 years. So we strengthen the panchayat. We create the irrigation pani samiti or the irrigation samiti over there, and we give them the special list of more than 20 tasks that need to be check them, that need to be implemented by them. And the second part is to fund, because many a time a fund is it's on their just on the ice, and but they are not able to see. We encourage them to mobilize the fund of the largest scheme of central government, Manrega, MG Narega. It's Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee schemes over there. So it's provide 100 days employment guarantee to the person who is not having any employment in India. So we touch that schemes, we negotiate or we liaison with the implementer of the scheme, and in whenever in the lake that we had developed, we submit the application to the Manrega officer over there, and they are supporting us to maintaining the lake developed through Manrega schemes. So there's the kind of sustainability that we are looking for. So in the next slide, we might have a photograph of the river that we had developed, Sabi. So that's how it is beginning, and it's 2007, and now 164 lakh that had already developed. Next slide, please. You see, this is the map of 2014 to 2024, the water bodies that had been developed by the Dholakia Foundation through different partnerships. So it's like impact, what is the main root cause and what are the potential solution that we have. We got both the solution, one at the micro level and second one is the macro level. So from macro level, we tap the government. From the micro level, we tap the local panchayat and the villagers. Even in the today's time, we have more than 25 applications from the side of villagers that we are having this much of funding. Like they give us the application, we are having this much of funding. You create the lake in our village. So that's how what need to be done, that we need to take how it is benefit to the society and how society can get the benefit of that work is totally on the on the side of the society, because the very next the farmer of that developed lake might not use the water that we had rejuvenated or we have stored, but the farmer that around stay around 1 kilometer away from the water bodies, he might use the water. So that's the society that the nature of the society we need to understand. This is the pre and post monsoon photograph of the water bodies that have been developed. So the problem that also we had faced is the legaling the salinity in the soil. So what the soil during the time, it's written, it's semi-arid and it's a salty soil develop over there. So whatever the what say dump of the soil that you are seeing is the soil which is not good in terms of what say for the plantation purpose. So we use that soil to make the embankment or the wall of the lake to have a high good height and create as a what's a tourist a place over there. So it is only the Gagadia River place, the bed of river stretch of around 4 to 5 kilometers is the only tourist destination in the district itself. So that's the outcome that we don't think we had achieved, but the government had recognized and we got this. So, by recognizing this work, the state government, by approaching liaison with the state government, they now approach us to make a three different kind of project in the Gujarat itself. One is the project in the tourist destination called Gujarat, Junagadh in Gujarat. The Girnar Parvat is there. And due to a regular what's a tourist activity and the very high tourist activity, the river which contain the water from the Girnar hill is highly what's a polluted and it's a filled with the garbage. So we clear the riverbed of 8 kilometer of length. The second project that we received from the side of government with the government funding, because any project, any social enterprise or the any government or the any country that flourishes when and only there is a government expenditure in the project. So we received the project of Saraswati River, which is about to widen and deepen 1 kilometer of length of Saraswati River, which is having a religious importance. It's known as Matrugaya to perform the puja for the that demise mother. And the third project we receive on the border of the government, border of the Pakistan country, which is a high saline area, and we create around 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer a sweet water lake over there. So this is the kind of recommendation, this is the kind of requirement that the government is doing. So mostly in terms we are sometimes many times we are looking for the profit. Many times we are looking for the what we get from the other party or the other things, rather than we focus on what we have and what we require. So and the requirement is not only from the one side. So we participate, we have a collaboration with the 3 to 4 institution and the panchayat and the person or the villagers too. So that's how the work had been recognized and implemented. Next, please. So this is the project that I had talked. It's the Kalwa River of Junagadh, the lake in Banaskantha, which is on the side of the Pakistan border, the Gagadia River that we had done, and the last one is the Saraswati in the Sitpur Patan, which is called the Matrugaya in Gujarat. Next, please. So this is the kind of some of the benefit that we had seen. It's like a what's the increase in the irrigation and the watering of the crop. Groundwater table, both surface and subsurface water has been increased. Land irrigation is increased, and the crop productivity had increased. So we had initially when we come what's the dig the first lake in 2007, that's the overall one village income agriculture is roughly about 60 lakh rupees. And in the 3 to 4 years span durations, the income is rise by around 4 times uh, to the overall production that they had gone, because the work that we had done, it's not giving the impact on the very next year, because whatever the silt is accumulated over there, whatever the local the rainfall is not perceived over there, it's not happened. So the soil is what say it's hungry. It consumes the water, is absorb the water for initial couple of years, and from the next 3 to 4 years, so next third and fourth years we have the results. So patience is the key that we think in the work. So rather than waiting for the results, we started the work. We increasingly doing our work. The socioeconomic benefit that we had seen due to the water, there is less marriage, the male marriage in the villages around there. The woman empowerment is we observed, and the reverse migration, those who had migrated, who have the land, but due to water, they migrated for the earning purpose. They reversely migrated to the rentive. And currently, a healthy village of 200, 2000 or 2500 persons staying in the villages are earning around 6 to 8 crore rupees annually. So it's the healthy economic growth that we had observed in the project. Next, please. So it's a secondary impact that we had not what say in line of observation or in the monitoring purpose. Next, please. Yeah. So the thing that I had also said before, that the inclusion of the government, the promotion of the work that had been done, the promotion of the activity and that had been benefited. Along with this, we invited the CM and the PM to inaugurate the task. Also, we endorsed with the UN water mission, and a special lake had been dedicated for the UN, which give us the reach. So by ignoring government or by not including the government, we cannot sustain. So we always make a policy decision. We always what's the effect the advocacy, the policy by the good advocacy. It showcase the example. So the simple example is the Kadwa River. It's a like in Junagadh, due to that flood that they had received because the water bearing capacity is not there. They had around 12 to 15 crore rupees every year. The its impact on the local municipal corporation, and by the just a simple work of 6 crore rupees, it's last 4 years that there is no flood in that village or in that city. So that's kind of the what's a promotion that we need to do. And due to this kind, the promoter had received the fourth highest civilian award from the Rashtrapati of the President of India. So Mission River is not only what's a task of one person's. We feel any person with same aura, with the same height, it's alone in the field. So we need to include, we need to adopt, or we need to grab the like-minded people to support us. So that's the thing from the Dholakia Foundation team and our work for the water. So always we can always convince government for the work if we have the best example. That's the story that we have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear sir, for sharing those insightful and inspiring regional perspectives. And dear participants, we might go beyond time, and apologies for any inconvenience caused. So we'll now open the floor for a quick Q&A session. Let's begin with 2 questions for each. Charushree ma'am and Jaydeep sir. So let's begin with Charushree ma'am. Considering Nepal's development needs and policy gap, which areas or just the one with most potential out of all should emerge social enterprise focus on to create both impact and sustainability?
Thank you, Sabi.
So here is your question, ma'am.
Thank you. When we talk about the social enterprise, that the most of this, I must say that the most of the social enterprises working here in Nepal are what do you call it? I can't say all of them, but most of them are running with some external grant or external support, or in terms of technical assistance or something like that. Those types of social enterprises must develop some sustainability plan. That is that even if it's under grant or external support, that post-project plan need to be developed. That makes them, what do you call it, keep them sustained in the area. That is the one thing that I think that most of the all the social enterprises must keep in their mind and keep it as in the center while working on the social enterprises. That is the one thing that keeps them sustainable. Main thing is the main thing, or the main problem is the sustainability. Sustainability is the main thing. No, that so that for the sustainability we need to have that sort of plan. The sustainability plan they need to make what do you call it? They need to have in place, so that even after some certain period, if the external grant or the external technical assistance or external support is not there, then they can move on, so that the sustainability plan need to be developed. That is one of the main thing that most of all the social enterprises should have. That's one thing. And another thing is collaboration with other organizations like government, non-government organizations, or the organization running for social cause. We need to collaborate with them. That is must for the social enterprises. That is the one of the most important needed thing for the social enterprises. That collaboration, that is the things that we need to have. And another is that when we talk about the social enterprise, third, we need to say that what is the area that we'll be working on. So we need to focus on that, and we need to, what do you call it, the areas that is not being covered by the mainstream business or mainstream entrepreneurs, that need to be what will undertaken by the social enterprises, that need to be their theme or something like that. I think that these are the more consideration that the social enterprises need to have in their mind. Now, another one, the question is from our Binodji. How do we compete with professional manufacturers like filter candles developed by eco-concern versus available water filters in the market? That is there is a challenge that I think that for the when we talk about the business, that our, what do you call it, our customer segment, we need to identify our customer segment. That is the main thing, that when we can't identify our customer segment, our customers, identify our customers, that what I want to say, that customer segment need to be identified very clearly when we are working on the social enterprise. That is the main thing. In the case of the eco-concern also, that we need to identify what is our customer segment. In our case, when we talk about the social silver CS candle or the social filters that we are promoting, we can't say that we can go in a very blanket approach, spreading our products in the urban areas and rural areas in the same aspect. That we can't go with that. We need to identify our customer segment. That is, now that we have identified our customer segment as in the rural areas where there is they are using water filters or other types of water filters they are using for treating their drinking water. That is our what is called our main customers. So that we are working with many NGOs or private organizations working in the rural areas, working in the water and sanitation areas. They are promoting treated water for their drinking purpose. We are going up with them. That is what I said, that we are networking, collaboration with the other organizations working in the same theme. That is what we are doing. I think that main thing is that we need to identify our customer segment for our promoting our business. Binuji.
Thank you so much, dear ma'am. Because of time limit, I'm proceeding towards Jaydeep sir. So this question is for you, Jaydeep sir. How can social enterprise balance traditional social norms, local values, and community expectation with the innovation and entrepreneurial approach needed to drive meaningful change? I'll also keep the question in the chat box.
Thank you. Thank you, Sabi. I
So-
think the answer to the long question is very short, is the culture. You need to adopt your culture. Like India and Nepal are sharing the joint cultural values. So if we are as a social enterprise, any enterprise is social enterprise, because without there is a customer, no one is going to grow. But we need to keep our focus and the culture in mind, that we are here for the society, and we are here because of the society. So if we keep this thing in mind, then all things will be clear. So like whatever in the young mindset there is a problem, or the Western mindset they adopted, of the monetary benefit and the monetary prosperity. So we need to grow prosperity for others, see prosperity for others. We need to see prosperity for ourselves from the inner, not from the outer. That what shirt I'm going to wear, or what I'm having, but what knowledge I am gaining, and what the benefit or the peace of mind that I am getting. It's a kind of that thing we need to do. So I will give you one example of my that I am a BSc graduate with the post graduation in MBA with HR, and the young professional of HR. I joined voluntarily to the organization working for the social cause. So what? Because I got the campus placement, but from the class of 60, I am the only one appearing for the interview. So that's the thing that you need to see, that what output that you are going to give for the society. And the other things, other example that I want to give of my previous CEO of the company called Hardarshak, and he is a fellow from Uttarakhand. He jointly he see there is a gap in the society about the convergence of the government welfare schemes, and there is a very less awareness about the welfare ecosystem in the society. So he provides the digital platform, and now they are flourishing across India, more than 25 states of India. So social enterprise can always grow if the motive is clear, to serve the society on the root cause. So the money is the byproduct. So if you go behind money, then social enterprise is not for you. But if we go for the people, to the people, and we found the what say prominent optimum solution from the utilization of the optimum resources, then the social enterprise is the very good thing to work. I hope this serve your query, whoever asked these questions.
Thank you so much, sir. We have another question for you. I hope you will
Yeah.
respond within 1 minute. So,
Yeah.
what skill or mindset do you think are most important for young people who want to lead and work in the social enterprise sector? So, over to you, sir.
So the keen mindset is only focus on the problem. So I also know the institution in India which on the fellowship on the sports culture, because they see the sports is the problem, or the physical literacy is the problem with the young child in India, because there is the obesity. So what is the problem? The obesity is the problem. Then the solution to have a good food, it's not in your hand, but to train the students to not have the good food is your hand. So the fellowship is the problem solution they found. So I think there is always a niche, what say, a problem with the very low cost solution is available, and it's always to be found in the culture, not outside the world. So we need to learn our culture, we need to adopt our culture, and from there we need to find a solution.
Thank you so much, dear sir, for your valuable perspective. Dear participants, to any question we couldn't cover, we will compile them and get back to you by email with responses from our key speakers. So before we end, one final reflection question for all of you. So what's one thing you learned today that you could apply or explore further? Please type your answer in the chat and we would love to hear them. And also, we have dropped a feedback form in the chat box. It might take less than 2 minutes. Your thought really matters to us. Thank you so much.